Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. You know, good morning, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, everyone here at 9 something in the morning. Um, Saturday, November the 30th, 2013, Thanksgiving Day is past, as I knew it would be, here in Cypress, California at the Masjid. So what I've decided to do is to litigate against Google, Yahoo, and others who said that they will create Microsoft backdoors against the NSA spying, which is a lie, because these organizations are signatory to the nation state government in which they reside. They cannot do that. They are signatory to necessary agreements, the agreements that they have to do backdoors to keep the general public safe and to trial for threats. And especially General Alexander should have sold the point that the client, the information he gives to the clients like FBI, DEA, ATF, State Department, and others stops what? Child rape, child pornography, child abuse. A lot of the surveillance information so that they catch these rings of men that are reputable dealing in child abuse, rape, exploitation, pornography rings, forced pornography, all that kind of stuff. It's a positive aspect of the surveillance, but the surveil grown adults who have nothing to do with terror and their sexual inclinations, and then to use those inclinations against them is at best untoward and disreputable. So I'm here at the mosque, with all of these mosques here in the Orange County area have put out a bad word on me to disenfranchise me so that I'm not helped. I'm forwarding the supposition, the conjecture, but educated supposition that there's some federal activity behind the scenes. Somewhere, or even instigators within the community who work on behalf of federal authorities, which is working and serving alongside a foreign power, which is Singapore and Israel. Israel was called in by Singapore onto my person to disenfranchise me, to deprive me of things that, as a religious parishioner, let's say as a Catholic, or things as a Jew, or whatever, of a certain faith, things that I have a right to, which is the alms and the charity, even to take the alms, ALMS, or charity, not as a grant, but as a loan. I have a right to it. In Islam, it's called Qurd al Hassan. See, this is Ball Road here. That's the VCA College Park Annabelle Animal Hospital. This is Ball Road. See, I have a right to this in Islam. I have a right, and they're depriving me of my right. So if I can find out that a bad word has been put upon me when I have been all civil right now, I can do all kind of damage to the mosque. Though eventually I would be found and I would be prosecuted, it would not help and it would not fit as logic would serve. Why attack the masjid or to deface or to get angry and take out my rage on the building structure that has served as a place of refuge? I've taken showers in it. I've been able to take rest in it in solace, whereas the people who may be involved inside are corrupt. This mosque, Garden Grove Mosque, State College Road Mosque, they may be corrupt. True. And I've heard some of them are embezzling funds, as well. True. But why take it out on the building structure when the building has done nothing in the end? Buildings in Islam, as well as in Judaism, buildings are believed to be living structures. They will testify against you on the day of reckoning. They will speak against you, buildings, or speak for you on your behalf. So why take it out on the building? So what I plan to do is I speak to you herewith today, Saturday, November the 30th, 2013. I'm going to litigate against these people in the court. I'm going to sue them, file suit against them. If it needs to be, mentioning individuals such as Dr. Mazammil Siddiqui, file suit against him. Imam Muhammad Faqih, I'm going to file suit against him. And this Imam here, I hate to file suit against him, but if I find out and can be proven, people can testify as to why Shahid Jalal suddenly is not responding to me, and they want to leave me hanging, and stuff like that without response. I mean, normal human behavior. Somebody calls you, somebody responds to you. Somebody calls you, somebody responds to you. Someone calls, someone responds. Someone calls it, and they don't respond. I'm suing them because they're trying to get me into trouble. They're trying to get me into judicial processes that I don't want to get involved in, and I'm trying to get out of here. And they're trying to set me up in trouble. When I told them I have to return this car and I need another vehicle, since my driving record and everything is all whacked out, since I was thrown out of Singapore and forcibly expulsed under the suspicion of terror, which is not legitimate. It actually was unwarranted. unsubstantiated, our suspicion. Because what happened was I gained proximity or attempted to a lot of high profile people that were movers and shakers and doing things. And in the spiritual sense, my Afro American friend, Mr. Salim in New York, says that I'm going through this because I tried to jump over. He kept saying that years ago that they can't have you jumping over the rest of the American population as far as a work history, as far as work habits, as far as the upward mobility. You jump over processes, which are normally everybody starts from scratch, from zero, from nothing. And you easily jump over processes, and people in the State Department decided that you cannot have rich friends who help you to jump over tiers or notches of struggle to get certain goals to a certain point so that you can what? So that you can accelerate your financial security. You can't do that. So I had to be punished. This is what Mr. Salim told me. A friend of mine knew I had to be punished for that. And what they do is they have painted a picture that I'm an opportunist who uses the Muslim tolerances of zakat and sadaqah, to try to further financial ends so I can exploit and use the money against people. But if you look at it, the way I have asked with all due candor and I have asked with all due respect. So what I'm showing you here is that I have been living out of this car. This is not my car. This is misappropriated. I have to return it. Right? So what you have to do in order to fight these tyrants that run our communities in the Muslim collected funds, which is supposedly meant for the poor, particularly the local poor, which they are not doing. They're collecting far more, just like a Red Cross and other agencies. These various mosques are collecting far more money for the use of good when they collect the Muslims' obligation of zakat than what they actually spend. Let me give me like $100 check here or $200 check here and a $300 check here, which equates total maybe $500-600 total. Whereas the mosque, West Coast Islamic Society, 1717, Brookhurst gave me only what? Gave me three or at the most five to seven $20 vouchers for food, which is about $140. They collect a lot more than that. Trust me, folks, they collect a lot more than that. When I have asked them to help me buy a cargo van, in which I will pay back, in which I will be signatory to a local company right here within reach, within their grasp that I can't run from. And the company, the non-Muslim master employer will say, yes, I'm ready to employ Adam if he comes here. He's sitting in my office right now interviewing for a job interview, and I'm ready to employ him now, provided he owns the cargo van or minivan, particularly ideally minivan, Chevy Uplander, used Uplander, or a Plymouth Voyager, something to do deliveries for us at night because he has gaps in his work history. So we need him as an independent contractor, the way he spends money for his own fuel and things and insurance. We're ready to employ him right now. I have pleaded with the Muslim community to back me on this instead of living in this car, which I can't do anything. The car has mechanical problems and other issues. It's what they call a rent-a-wreck. I have pleaded with them, and all they have done, they have given me the finger and the cold shoulder. They've given me actually what we call the finger. They have given me the finger like this, the Muslims, especially those of other ancestries, Shami Arab and Indo-Pakistani, ancestry. But worse was the Shami Arab type of ancestry. They have done me like that. So okay, so I got no choice now but to litigate. With due respect and candor, not to be rude and not to be vulgar, to litigate against them in court. And this is the reason why Muslims, for a while, were pushing for what? For Sharia courts, similar to Jewish courts. I will elaborate further.